Welcome to Pop Culture Podcast, episode 38. I'm Jay.
I'm Adrian.
We are back with you for another week of rambling and alcohol.
Rambling and not just any alcohol, a porter. For you, my friend.
Oh, exciting.
Oh, yeah. No. I stopped by the liquor store because I was going to get some Maker's Mark Cask Strength.
Oh.
It's out. It's my favorite bourbon. I'm totally in. And then the price, I was like,
Not so good?
I'm going to get it.
Yeah.
But right now, I don't want to drop $65 on the bottle.
Oh,
right?
No.
I know.
No, that is horrible.
But my barrel at Maker's Marks with my name on the plaque is going to be done. It's currently aging. So I may just wait to buy a couple bottles from my barrel.
How much longer do you have? Because you've only had that for, what, 6 months?
Yeah. But it's now aging.
Right.
But I can start placing orders for it now.
Yeah, but you got like another year and a half till minimum. And even then, you don't want to pull it 2 years.
3 years, buddy.
Yeah.
But I can start placing orders.
It's true.
Oh, and I'm going to.
All right.
In the meantime, we're going to drink Rogue Mocha Porter.
Oh, fantastic. Not only is it porter, but it's mocha porter.
It is a mocha porter, so it is a porter brewed with natural chocolate flavor. Has 12 ingredients, and a lot of it is just different types of malt and barley and yeast. So I'm in. Description is a ruddy brown in color, a bittersweet balance of malt and hops, yet a surprisingly light and refreshing taste. As you can see, our glasses are no longer frosted, but they are still cold.
Yes.
I picked this up, and it wasn't refrigerated, and it is stupid hot in Seattle right now.
It is. It was 89 degrees just about 10 minutes ago when I showed up.
For us, that's stupid hot because we don't have air conditioning.
Well, and it's 6 p.m. So to still be 89 degrees at 6 p.m. is crazy hot.
So this has been in the fridge. I threw the glasses in the freezer, and it's even warm where we're recording now, where
Right.
it's usually rather cold.
Yeah, I remember a few months ago I was wearing sweaters every time we recorded because it was cold.
So let's give this a shot.
Sorry, I've only tasted the foam so far. It's good tasting foam.
Okay, that's the important part.
Yeah.
It is rather heady.
That is good.
Is it? All right.
That is fantastic.
I know you love a porter.
I do. And actually, I just found out, I think I mentioned this to you, Frost Donuts. You're familiar with Frost Donuts.
Mhm.
They opened a second location,
Oh, that
2
is
blocks
good.
from my apartment. I found out that they make a donut using my all-time favorite beer, which is Scuttlebutt's Porter.
I almost bought that one because
you?
we hadn't talked about it on air, and I know how much you love it.
Yeah. So they make a donut with Scuttlebutt Porter. It's like a Scuttlebutt Porter chocolate bar, so the porter's in the chocolate glaze. But this is very, very good.
It is. It's lighter than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
Flavorful, though. Definitely recommend it.
Yeah.
Very highly.
And if you're ever in the Portland area, go check out Rogue's Ale House. It's supposed to be a really good time. They have they've done a couple special brew compilation brews over the years that I think now you can only find there, such as the Voodoo Donut one.
Oof, don't drink that one.
Try a sample of it. Don't get a pint of it.
They do make a sriracha one I want to try.
I've seen that too, yeah. So, Rogue's good. I mean, they're much better than the other major thing that you see out of Oregon, which is Deschutes.
Yeah, not big into Deschutes. I know it's...
Especially their porter. It's shit.
Everyone talks about their Black Butte.
Yeah.
Talks about their porter, and it's just... it's okay. Go Rogue. Speaking of...
That should be like their slogan. Go Rogue.
Go Rogue?
Yeah.
No, it's Dare, Risk, Dream.
Hey, Rogue, you need to change your slogan to just Go Rogue.
Yeah, seriously, I don't... it is...
That's like built
right
in.
for the ticket.
Yeah.
Speaking of Rogue, X-Men Days of Futures Past,
The
Blu-ray,
Rogue cut?
the Rogue cut is going to be released next week.
I feel like it's a waste.
I can't imagine... So, in my mind, there's a reason
That she was cut?
that she was cut.
Yeah. No, and not she, not like, oh, Anna Paquin's terrible, we're cutting her. But fair enough.
Yeah.
But the scenes that involved her were not included in the final cut. Tell me that they are not anything special, nothing worth actually being in there.
It tells me it's not worth buying it. I already own a Blu-ray
that's the thing.
copy
Yeah,
of it.
if you already
I don't
own-
need to go
yeah.
own another version.
No.
I may get the disc from Netflix and watch it, but even then,
Yeah, I probably won't even do that.
yeah, see. Okay, and that's the other Rogue thing that was on my mind.
Fair enough.
Speaking of things of watching, TV for you, man.
So TV was pretty slim for me this week. We are one in the middle of summer, so that happens. We did finish season 1 of Silicon Valley, and everybody that I talked to that I told I was watching that had seen it told me that there's this part in the final or the finale of the season that's just horrible and like over the top and shouldn't have been on TV.
And
it was not that bad.
Okay.
They were definitely making out to be worse than it was. It was just a simple math equation.
And math is hard for some people, Jay.
It is. It is.
Myself included.
No, me too. I took algebra 3 times.
That's 2 more times than you should. They're like anyone should.
Right. And I still didn't pass it, so.
No, and it boggles my mind. And if you are one of these people, mazel tov to you. When I sit here and I'm all like, okay, blah, 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 times blah, 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 blah. And like you see the people who are just patiently like getting more impatient. Like, how do you not know this answer instantly?
Right. Yeah.
Because it's a complex math problem. George is like that. Oh, George. Oh, he's like that. Any numbers just.
It's like Rain Man.
Instantly, he is. He's very Rain Man-esque.
Okay.
TV for me. Wayward Pines. Have you been watching it?
No.
No. Why are you? Why? No. Because it's M. Night Shyamalanian?
Yeah.
So, what I did not realize, it's actually based off of a trio of books.
Right.
I did not know that. So, I felt a little bit better knowing that it wasn't from the mind of M. Night Shyamalan, just the directing and producing of M. Night Shyamalan.
But he can ruin anything.
Oh, he sure can. So, I watched the first episode, and I was like, weird, but I'm in. As the show continued, I was more in. And I'm like, okay, so now I'm intrigued. Come episode 3 and 4, I'm like, what's going on?
Okay.
So
and it's only 8 or 10 episodes, right?
It's a 12 or 13.
Or 12, okay.
So there's a city called Wayward Pines.
Right.
Where it's constantly being monitored. You cannot leave. And you always have to pretend to be happy. And you're not really sure what's going on. A CIA agent ends up there and they don't let him leave. And they bring in his family eventually to stop him from leaving.
Okay.
There's public executions if you don't follow the rules.
Okay.
Like, you are fucking upright killed in front of the town square. Like, you're like, okay, what is going on? You find out that outside the city is this huge wall. And beyond the wall are these creatures.
Okay.
And you're like, okay, so someone is kind of protecting them, but also with these really weird rules and laws. Like, you're not sure what's going on. They finally released what's going on. And as soon as they did, I'm all like, oh, God, no. This is so dumb now. This is the worst explanation ever. So you find out that man has evolved beyond man into these carnivore-ish, hunt-like creatures that no longer speak. They no longer have, like, more. They are just pure animal instinct, nails and teeth, and they're all, like, albino, bald, pointy ears, like kind of like Nosferatu. They look just like Nosferatu, but with no words, no clothing, just like creatures. That's what man has evolved into. And you find out this actually is like 2,000 years in the future. So one doctor saw this coming, and he created a technology that cryogenically froze people, and then it unfroze him and his little followers, and then they built this city. And that's why you have to follow the rules, and that's why you can't leave, because adult minds aren't flexible enough to cope with this information. They end up just killing each other. So they tried it. So then luckily he had a bunch more people frozen and defrosted like another 100 of them. And they don't tell the adults what's going on, but the children know. Because the children's minds are more willing to accept these kinds of change.
The children are so good at keeping secrets.
So they're going to grow up to be the first generation that knows to hopefully stop this from happening.
Nope.
And I'm all like, you sons of bitches. I was so in. I was like, oh, okay, what is going on? I'm intrigued. Holy shit, he just killed Terrence Howard. Like, I'm in. And now I'm all like, oh, God. You just Shyamalan all over it. And I don't know if that's what happens in the book. I don't know if that's from the mind. I don't know what it is, but God, is it crappy.
Good. I will not watch that now.
Do not watch it. Like, or watch like the first 4 episodes, and as soon as
Okay, you know I can't just watch the
I
first
know.
4 episodes.
Here's the thing. So as soon as like eventually Matt's character climbs to the top and he makes it out across the wall when one of these creatures looks at him, it looks like it's going to attack him. And that episode ends right there. You can be like, show's over, I'm done, and walk away. He died, don't know what's going on with the town, don't care. But no, and right from there, like, it was on the rise. Like, he climbed that wall, and when he got up there, it just went downhill from there. So now it's got shitty flashback sequences, and now you do the thing where you're like, none of this now makes sense.
Oh, so it lost.
It lost completely.
Yeah.
Like, okay, so I'm going to rant, and here's the part I don't get. They do the one thing I hate when shows do this, and movies do this all the time. Don't give me a scientific explanation if you can't back up all your science. I'm happy to suspend belief. How does Superman fly? He's a fucking alien. Done. Okay,
Yeah.
I will believe you. But when you tell me some bullshit science and that is based in let's take the Batman trilogy from Christopher Nolan. It's supposed to be serious and gritty in real life and not fake, but his broken back was healed with a punch. No, you don't get both options. You don't get to be real and gritty and just suspend belief when convenient for you. You're one or the other. So for this one, I'm all like, if you don't want me to suspend belief, then how did you power, if you're the last humans in the world and civilization ended over 1,000 years ago, what powered the city? What's powering the city right now? Not only that, how did you build a city in 6 months and clear out forestry? On top of that, if you're cryogenically frozen, that requires constant power. Where's that power coming from if there are no other humans alive in this world?
There's a hydropower plant that just kept going and going and going. No, I don't know.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So, like, if you want to say you're 100% scientific, then don't give me this bullshit.
Right.
So, I'm out.
Okay.
That is literally, as far as TV, like that, and then a bunch of reruns, because like you said, it's summer.
So, I have a guilty confession to make.
Jay, have you been watching wrestling?
No, that would have actually probably been better than this.
Oh, no.
So I'm flipping through channels Saturday. Literally nothing on. But I didn't want to turn my Xbox on because it puts off more heat than just my TV.
Okay.
Like, my Xbox puts off a lot of heat for some
Do
reason.
you have like an old school 360?
Yeah. Ugh. So literally the only thing that was on that I'm like, I could laugh at this was Duck Dynasty.
You should have just been watching wrestling.
Right?
Yeah.
If it was on, I probably would have been. But I watched like 3 episodes of Duck Dynasty just to see what it was all about. And I'm like, oh, cool. I've seen this show a million times before. It's the same thing as American Chopper. It's the same thing as, all these fucking reality shows about a business where, these people aren't really, it's not what happens in the office all day.
Of course, and they're obviously hamming it up for TV.
Right.
Of course.
Yeah. So, so I watched like 3 episodes of that, and that was fucking terrible.
Do you feel like you died a little bit right here?
A little bit.
Okay.
A little bit.
Does it make you feel better to know that they're going to start production soon on the Sons of Anarchy prequel?
Yes.
Does that inspire hope in you again?
Yes, there will be something good on TV again.
I'm curious.
I hope.
So it's going to be based off
I really
the first
hope they don't
9.
fuck this up.
But Charlie Hunnam is going to be in it.
Is he going to be playing his dad?
No. My assumption is maybe he's either narrating it, and it takes place before Jax was killed. You know what I mean?
Well, it would have to.
Oh, I mean like
yeah.
He's narrating it similar to Princess Bride, where there's a narrator into the story itself. Right. Or maybe like the last episode is him putting on the cut. I don't know, something like that. I just know that he's
associated with it somehow.
He's gonna be filmed in it. Yep.
Okay.
Movies?
I literally finished a movie 2.5 hours ago.
Let me hear all about it.
Okay, hold on.
Oh shit. That was a deep sigh and a big drink. I have a feeling it's gonna be bad.
Okay. So I went and saw the new Terminator movie. And realized as I sat into the theater, I never watched the last 2 Terminator movies.
I don't think you had to.
Yeah, apparently not. So I watched 1 and 2 10 and 15 years ago, respectively, whenever they came out. I don't know. This one was all fucked up, all over the place. So if you watch the trailer, it starts out in the future. John Connor is the leader of the rebellion, which apparently we find out at the end of Terminator Salvation. Like, he steps up to that mantle.
Well, John Connor, we always knew from the first Terminator, was going to be leading.
Yeah.
Yes.
And now you see him actually in that role. And then he's got his best friend, who is Kyle
Reese.
Kyle Reese.
Who is his dad.
Which
Which that is Terminator logic. John sent his own dad into the past to bang his mom to give birth to him.
Right.
However, how did he do that if his dad didn't go back in time? Like, therein lies that it is called the Terminator paradox. Like, in like forums amongst geek culture, the Terminator paradox is a term people understand when you say that.
So in this movie, we see where John Connor originally saved Kyle Reese from being assassinated by a Terminator.
Okay.
So John pretty much raises his own dad.
Yeah.
Super weird. Goes back in time, find out that Skynet in the future actually was aware that he was going back in time, so sent somebody back even earlier than that to try to assassinate Sarah Connor when she was 9.
Okay.
So if Sarah Connor was never...
Yeah,
Sarah Connor was never born, then John Connor would have never been born, and he would never saved his dad in the future to send him back to protect his mother.
But therein lies the paradox, because if you kill Sarah Connor, then you don't have John Connor.
Right.
But if John Connor didn't send Kyle Reese back, how could he have even had sex with Sarah Connor if he wasn't created in the...
Right. So this movie just actually widens the gap on the Terminator paradox by saying that 1984 wasn't the first time Sarah Connor met a Terminator. It was actually a T-1000 that was sent back even farther to when she was 9.
Now, was this the Arnold?
No. So Arnold went back to when she was 9 and saved her.
Okay.
So it was like the whole original movie plot still, but even farther back.
So the movie's called Terminator Genesis, and it essentially recreates a brand new Terminator timeline. Consider it like the DC multiverse.
Right.
We now have a new timeline.
Yeah. So, and they even say in this movie the timeline was changed because in this movie you see that Kyle Reese grew up on the streets. His parents were killed when he was young. He didn't have a family. But when he goes back in time, he suddenly gets these memories of when he was young and he had a family. So they create a separate timeline in which he grew up in a house.
He's Cisco Ramon from Flash?
Right.
Wow, he's fine.
Yeah. So at the beginning of the movie, they say that the story is that he was born after the Judgment Day event.
Okay.
But when he goes back in time, he was actually born before it because it went from being 97 to 2017.
Interesting.
Yeah. And then the central plot in the story of the movie is that Skynet is actually a cloud-based software system in disguise, or that's what it's
okay. No,
marketed as.
It makes sense now with our current technology.
And it's called Genesis.
Oh,
so that's where that comes from. So Genesis is the software that links your phone to your tablet, to your computer, to your card, or whatever. And when it comes online, that is the Judgment Day event. Once it launches, that's when Skynet actually goes into effect.
So kind of like Mac or Google?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. So that was pretty much this movie, and there was time shit that didn't make sense all over the place, and unnecessary scenes that I totally could have done without. There's a scene at the very end of the movie where you see older Kyle going back and talking to the kid Kyle of the alternate timeline and telling him how Kyle knows that Genesis is what causes the Judgment Day. Is he has this memory of him as a kid where he's like, Genesis is Skynet. You can kill it before it starts. That's how they know to go destroy Genesis. Well, at the end of the movie, adult Kyle goes and tells young Kyle, like, hey, remember this. Well, they just blew up the whole Genesis factory, so why does he have to remember it? Because he's never going to grow up knowing that this thing... So all this stuff that just...
Because if he doesn't tell him, then how would he know in the future?
But the timeline has changed. Yeah, I know.
I get what you're saying.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, this is why I hate all time travel shit. Because none of it adds up at the end of the day.
So, I'm going to ask you a couple questions.
Yeah.
If you've seen the trailer, you know that John is also a robot. But not a robot. He's a cyborgish.
So what happens when Kyle Reese is he's stepping into their time machine and going back in time, as he's just about to disappear, one of the Terminators actually comes up and grabs John. So that's what actually caused the timeline to change.
Okay.
And he injected him essentially with nanites. So he becomes like he's a human with like machines injected into his bloodstream. So he has the healing capabilities and all that.
But
kind of
he's
stuff.
evil in the trailer.
Yes. So that turns him evil. It turns him onto the side of Skynet.
Got it. Do they fix this solution? I don't care. You can spoil
No.
this movie all you want.
No, they
End up killing him.
they end up killing him, and then there's a scene after the credits where you find out that they actually did not kill the Genesis projection, which is Skynet, because they have to be able to have a
sequel.
Yeah. So seeing the two Arnolds on screen was a little weird.
Do I want to go see this movie, Jay? No.
Well, okay, for you maybe, because you're not going to pay anything to see it.
No, not going to pay anything to see it. The one movie I do want to see is Inside Out, the Pixar movie. I have yet to watch it.
Okay.
Really looking forward to it.
Yeah.
I've been gone. So I'm looking forward to watching it. What I've watched is not quite a movie. I watched a documentary.
It's a documentary movie.
Sonic Highways by the Foo Fighters.
Oh, did you watch it? I haven't actually sat down and watched it. I've obviously listened to the album a million times, but
no. Okay, so it fucking rocked my world. Like, if this was my world, like, just boom, like crazy. So
you should go see them in concert.
I want to go see them in concert.
Yeah, I do too. That's why I'm going.
That's why you're going to see them in concert. Yeah, I know. Last concert I saw them with, it was amazing.
Right.
I can only imagine it's gonna be awesome again.
Hopefully he doesn't fall off the stage and break his leg.
Yes, well, there is that. And when you rock as hard as Dave Grohl rocks, that is something that may happen.
When you keep playing to the end of your concert while they're putting your leg in a cast, that's fucking rock and roll. That
man is hardcore. Anyways, so Sonic Highways, watching the documentary completely changed that album to me.
Okay.
So I did not know this. Sonic Highways was written after traveling to a city.
Okay.
Every song is about a city.
Oh.
So remember the song Congregation?
Yep.
And they're talking about the seventh son and the bluebird in the circle and all those things. I have no idea what that meant.
I assumed he was describing a church.
No.
No?
He's describing Nashville music. And the seventh son is one of the musicians. The bluebird is a venue they used to play at.
Okay.
So if you watch the documentary, it's every time they go to a different city, they hook up with a couple different artists. So Nashville was Zach Brown, Dolly Parton, a couple other big country names. And they learn all about the history of music in Nashville.
Okay.
And the people who made it what it is and what it is now and where it's going. And then that's when they're done in that city, before they leave, he wrote a song about it.
Interesting.
So the documentary is broken up into 7 pieces, 1 piece for every song. So Subterranean is about Sub Pop Records.
Okay, that makes
Seattle.
sense.
So there's a Seattle one. They get into Soundgarden, the evolution of, grunge, Kurt's death, like the whole thing. Like, you see the impact, and then the song is about it. So all those weird references, like a bluebird in the circle, you watch it, you're like, this now means so much more to me.
I'm going to have to watch this.
It's amazing.
Okay.
So that is what I watched. It was on my flight back. It was one of the free things on the Delta screen.
Oh, nice.
And I was like, this is fantastic.
Yeah.
So
I'll have to check that out. Because, yeah, it's one of those things that I wanted to watch it when it was on. I didn't have Showtime, I think, at the time, or whatever channel it originally aired on.
Maybe.
I should check to see if it's on demand. It's probably on demand.
Like, I'm ordering it.
Okay.
Hands down, no doubt. I'm going to order this once we get Amazon Prime again.
Right, I gotta...
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay.
It's cool.
So, let's get back to, I guess not get back to, but let's get to the meat of the discussion.
Okay.
Comics.
Fair enough.
I see you are absent.
Yeah. So, obviously, it's Wednesday. It's New Comic Day.
It is.
I was out and about all day. I was gonna just buy a comic and read it real quick before we started reading, and I was going through Comixology, and there was only one thing on there that I'm reading right now, and it's Jupiter's Legacy, and I'm kind of angry about that whole situation. So I don't have anything new, but there is something that both of us read that actually came out last week that we'll talk about a bit.
So I bought 2 weeks worth. So I only brought what came out this week plus the book we're going to talk about.
Okay.
So I have Futurama number 75, Mickey Mouse number 1. Oh, that's right.
Uh-huh.
Mickey Mouse number 1. Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Rasputin number 6.
That came out last week.
Oh, did it?
It did.
Oh, I apologize. The Amazing
sir.
Spider-Man 19.1, Darth Vader 7, Secret Wars 4. So, like you said, not a lot of books came out unless you're reading Secret Wars, and then everything came out.
Which, no.
Years
Just
of
no.
Future Past tie-in, Extinction Agenda tie-in, Little AVX tie-in. I then picked up...
Scotty Young. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Superman Action Comics number 42.
Okay.
Even though I get all the Superman stuff in hardback trade, I just can't. I need to know what the hell the truth is. So I'm going to jump in single issues just to find out what's going on, and then I'm going to go back to trade.
Okay.
Batman Beyond 2, and then last week, but the book I want to discuss with you is Green Lantern Lost Army, number 1. It is written by Colin Bunn.
It is. And that was... so, funny story about this book. You know that I'm trying to go as much digital as I can.
Yes.
And I, like a year ago, I said, any new series that I'm starting digitally.
You bought that in...
I bought it in hard copy.
Okay.
Just because mainly some of the other books that I was getting in hard copy are going away anyways.
A lot of them are going away. Oh, my God.
I also don't know how long this series is going to last.
I'm sorry to interrupt you fast.
Go ahead.
Have you seen the Marvel solicitations for the new books?
I don't read solicitations.
I'm pretty sure I sent you the link.
Oh, just the list.
Yes,
Sorry,
just the list.
I thought you meant previews.
No,
Sorry.
just the list.
Yeah.
Why? Scarlet Witch is getting her own title. Vision, Howard, like all these.
Well, you know they're
titles.
getting their own titles because of the Avengers movie.
I understand, but
people are like, "Who is this? Where could I read more about Scarlet Witch?"
They're gonna lose. It is like having a Batmite series.
Go back and read House of M, and you'll know why nobody likes her.
Like Batmite by
Oh,
DC. Prez, just stop, please, just stop. Anyways, Lost Army. Sorry about the little tangent.
Okay.
Go
So
ahead.
in this book, we see a new Lantern Corps, the first member of a new Lantern Corps at least, and that's the Holiday Corps because we get Christmas Lantern.
Yeah. I can't wait for Eastern Lantern.
Right? I'm all in for Hanukkah Lantern.
I want to see if he's got the little.
He's got a
yarmulke?
a yarmulke made out of light.
Oh my, no ring, just the yarmulke.
Yeah.
What Jay is talking about is there's a couple things that happen in this book that is unexplained to us at this point. One of those things is Guy Gardner in his traditional costume.
Right.
Short hair again, no goatee. He's no longer a son of anarchy. He's the Guy Gardner you know, but instead of where white used to be on his costume, it's red. And he has a green ring and a red ring, and he doesn't know how he got that.
Right. Last we saw Guy Gardner, he had pretty much assassinated all of the Red, or disbanded the Red Lantern Corps.
Right.
And he was just hanging out on Earth, possessing all of the red power pretty much. And it was driving him crazy. And now we see him show up here, and he's got a green ring again, and he's got his red ring, and he's all red and green. And he's like, I don't know what the hell happened, but I'm here.
Yep. Now, who knows? Maybe Convergence is going to rear its ugly head into a different dimension. Like, I don't know quite yet.
That's kind of what I'm hoping, actually.
And I'd be fine with that. I'd be
these
totally fine with
lanterns
that.
got pulled into an alternate dimension. It's not I guess Earth one, but Universe one, really.
Sure.
Yeah.
So the book is called Lost Army because there's a group of 5 lanterns with Krona and Guy Gardner who are being attacked by these creatures
Caramel corn?
they look they look like caramel corn.
Yeah.
They're being attacked by these creatures, and they don't have the ability currently to recharge their rings.
Right.
They don't know what's going on. The rings are not speaking to them in a, like, where are we? Unknown. Status unknown. We do find out that they can now communicate telepathically using their rings, which I did not know before.
Oh yeah, no, that's been a thing.
Yeah, but they never...
It's never been like a big thing, but whenever they need it, it happens.
It's one of those things like Superman needs this one power. We'll give it to him real fast
Right.
and forget about it later.
Yeah.
So, and then it's all about aggression and John using aggression in war and whatnot. Still not sure what Krona's story is and how he's involved quite yet. Guy Gardner shows up, and at the end, we see this pyramid shape entity floating in space.
Right. Of red energy.
Of red rage energy. And that's kind of where it ends. Nothing happened in this issue. To be honest, this whole issue could have been done in 4 pages. I get that he is setting a scene, And a lot of questions remain, but a lot of nothing happened in this issue.
I wouldn't say a lot of nothing, but I would say it's definitely a 100% setup, and you really get no real information. I mean, after this issue, you know that the Green Lanterns in the issue are lost. They have no clue where the hell they are. There's some weird energy-sucking threat to them.
They're not even energy sucking. They erase
matter of absorbing.
Yes.
Something has encased 2 or 3 Green Lanterns and suffocated them, which you're led to believe is a result of this red pyramid thing at the end.
Because there is a remnant spear that has made out of the rage energy.
Right. And Guy Gardner is fucking wearing 2 rings.
He's a Christmas tree.
So there's a lot of information here, but yeah, there's no real... It's all questions, no answers.
I'm afraid that essentially Cullen Bunn has the first 12 issues mapped out, and then we're going to get resolved it, and then what's going to happen there? They're going to become lost in a different sector again?
So here's my question to you. Do you think Cullen Bunn's going to be the new architect of the Green Lantern universe?
Because he's doing Sinestro and the Lost Army? I don't. I think it's still going to be Vendetti.
Really?
I do.
I think Vendetti's on his way out. He's been on it for long enough now.
I'm not saying he's... I mean, look how long Jeff Johns was on it.
True.
Vendetti, I feel like he's trying something new with this Hal Jordan Renegade idea. But it's not. There's nothing fresh about what's going on with Hal Jordan Renegade. The whole point
they're
is...
essentially transcribing the Green Lantern animated series.
Yeah, because Hal's always been a renegade anyways. That was the whole point. He never listened to the Guardians. He always did his own thing. And even Sinestro was constantly on him about that. There is no real difference to this Hal Jordan Renegade.
So did you watch the Green Lantern animated series?
Yeah.
Okay.
When he had the ship Oa, and now he has a ship that has sentience to it. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, this is almost the exact same premise. It's like they're transcribing. Like, oh, this episode? Okay, we'll make an issue.
Yep. Nope. I agree. I'm not... As much as I love the green, I'm not... Just not feeling it right now, I guess I should say. I'm still going to read it.
Of course.
I don't know how to just quit it. You know?
Yeah.
I don't know how to quit you.
Yeah. And that seems to be a recurring theme on this show with you and I is...
Yep.
How do we just drop this book when it's shit?
Can't, and I won't.
No.
And it is, I've said it before, I'll say it again. It's true love, Jay. I'm in for the good, I'm in for the bad. I'm going to see it through to the end.
Right.
So yeah, Lost Army. I wish I had a much more glowing review for it, and I just don't.
No. And I'm really interested to see what issue 2 ends up being. I'm afraid if issue 2 is bad, I may just say, fuck it, I'm not going to read it. Because I'll have only had 2 issues.
Right, you're only 2 in.
It won't be, oh, I'm 27 issues in and it's shit now.
Yeah. I also read Batman Beyond 2, which I enjoyed much more.
Okay.
It is also a book where I don't know what's going on quite yet. They're not telling you what's going on just yet. You just know he's in a different world.
Okay, so this is Tim
Drake
in the future.
Yes. He's not. He's in the Terry McGinnis timeline, but he's not. Things are different. Things have changed.
And that's because of Future's End. So
Future's End.
Brother Eye is still controlling most of the world except Gotham City's, or New Gotham's in a weird bubble that keeps it invisible.
It's in a veil, correct.
Okay. Somebody explained this to me the other day, and it's confused the fuck out of me. So this is not current timeline, or current time Tim Drake in the future. This is 5 years from now, Tim Drake goes 30 years in the future, 40 years in the future.
Correct.
What the fuck?
Okay, so remember the Terminator paradox? So essentially, Future's End is one of our multiverses.
Right.
In this universe, Brother Eye has converted all the humans into his followers, his henchmen, his lackeys,
right,
for lack of a better term. So what happens is Terry McGinnis, Batman Beyond, comes to our time now.
Current time
to stop it.
Okay.
Unfortunately, as he's leaving, he gets attacked and ends up 5 years in our future.
Instead of all the way back to normal time.
Instead of coming back to 2015, he ends up at 2020.
Okay.
And it's that Tim Drake that then goes into the future.
So is current Tim Drake still running around?
Yeah, he's still Red Robin.
So he's still Red Robin.
He's still with the Teen Titans.
So he's Red Robin in the current Teen Titans.
Correct.
He's also a future version of him is farther in the future.
30 years.
As Batman Beyond.
Correct.
Okay.
Different universe Tim Drake's though.
So I heard that the Batman Beyond future, though, is the definitive future of Earth 1. That's what DC is saying right now. That's the one true solid future of Earth 1 right now.
I don't know if that's the case anymore.
Okay.
I really don't. I know that they were saying the Terry McGinnis one was. Like, they went on record to say, yes, the Terry McGinnis, Damian appearance in that, Bruce Wayne, all that is the definitive absolute future. I don't know if this new one is anymore because it's now a different branch on the tree of the multiverse. Here's the thing. I don't care.
Well,
I don't care.
If it's a good book, it's a good book.
And that's exactly what it is. I don't care if it's universe 1, 2, 3, 616, 1319. I don't care what universe it is. I'm enjoying the book so far. That's all that matters.
Is DC Earth 616 like the Marvel amalgam?
That'd be awesome if it was.
Right?
I know. I was so looking forward to that. That Secret Wars was going on with all different universes the same time that, Convergence was going on with all these different universes. Why couldn't we just have one amalgam?
The closest thing we had was that section of Multiversity where they had the... it wasn't Marvel, but it was the vegetable amalgams of the Marvel or no,
like Captain Carrot.
Yeah, or there was the alternate universe in Multiversity where it was the parodies of the Marvel characters.
I didn't see that one.
Yeah,
but yep, that's all I got for this episode.
Okay.
Anything else for you, brother?
I got nothing else.
We'll be back not next week on Wednesday. I will be in San Diego. It is San Diego Comic Con time, baby.
So you gone all next week?
I leave. Yeah, I'm there for the show, for the length. We will try to record on Tuesday, if we can. It means we won't have any new comics, but we're still going to be here, together. Us. Bye.
See ya.